we got a lot of questions from our listeners.
Thank you guys.
Yes, we really appreciate the feedback and the support and the questions that you've brought up to us. And so I think we're going to answer a few of them. We're going to do our best to get to all of them. But let's start with the first question. Could jealousy between students create barriers in the learning process? So, in education, in school, could jealousy create barriers? Whoa. Actually, I remembered something I heard of in high school about the top students in a different grade, not my grade. The top students in, I think, 12th grade, for instance. I don't remember the exact grade they were in. But there was one girl who um, was very jealous of another girl, even though they were both the top students of the class. One girl was jealous of the other girl for whatever reason. I think maybe because even though they were the top students, she was always number two and that other girl was number one. And she just could not understand how that girl was always number one.
Mm.
Like couldn't understand what she was doing wrong or differently from the number one student. And so because of that, she left the school. She
Oh.
went to another school. She went to another school so that she could be number one at that school. Like,
Wow.
that is insane and crazy, but that is a true story.
Why?
I I would be happy just knowing that I'm number two out of the whole class. But I mean, especially knowing the kind of student that I was, I'd be very satisfied.
Same. Same.
I mean, I wasn't a failure, don't get me wrong. I was an average student. Okay, yeah. So in short, from what I've heard, yes.
Like similar to that, I was a stupid kid. So I brought my friend to my school because I don't know what exactly happened, but she moved to my school. And like this happened twice. Like everybody just like loved that person so much. I felt so jealous, you know? It was like it was
Mm,
also being like they were both Asian, right? So I kind of got jealous because they're more popular than I am, even though I was like longer there and all that.
mm-hmm.
See how stupid I am? I was jealous because I wasn't popular. Like that's the most stupidest thing. To like
Nah, but that's real though. Like
it is.
a lot of people get jealous because they're not popular, whatever.
Uh
So
huh.
that's real.
So yeah. My overall yes, it could create barriers because you can basically like ignore that person. It's like, nah, man, I'm not friends with you anymore. You're
Ye-
popular, so you got friends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think also like in the learning process, like I've had friends like in high school that were like part of like the top 10 of our entire grade. And didn't necessarily feel jealous of them, but I'm like they do so well and everything. And I would say I'm a decent student. I was very diligent at my work, but didn't mean that I always got the
Mhm.
best of grades. But yeah, I mean, like, no, I wasn't part of the top 10, but I did see, like, through like my other classmates, like, just in my classes in general, if you see someone that does a really good job in class, or either is like teacher's pet, or just does well and always participates in everything, there are the other students, like, they do so well, like, what's the point? I don't even want to bother, I'm not going to participate. I'm not going to bother getting my grades to go up. It's like, I'd just be meh. So I was like, I definitely get that because there were times I did feel like that in some classes. I'm just like, eh. But yeah, just like, yeah, definitely could carry barriers. Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on to the next question. Do you think it is okay to be jealous of a friend, for example?
Hell yeah. It's okay to be jealous. That's part of life. The part that you cannot do is act upon that jealousy.
Mm-hmm. We advise you not to act on it.
Please
No.
don't. You'll go to jail for sure.
I mean, it depends
100%.
on the situation.
Yeah.
100%. No matter what you do, I'm pretty sure you're gonna harm that person.
Mm.
So you're gonna go to jail. So
yeah.
don't act
Yeah.
upon your jealousy.
Yeah, don't let that jealousy like succumb you and to the point where you make very poor decisions. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely normal to feel jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ignore it, like as we said before. Don't ignore it, just address the problem. Talk to the friend if you feel that way. Maybe they didn't notice or, and just like it can happen, but it's better to get it out in the open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely okay to be jealous of a friend, especially. That's normal. Everybody has that experience. But if that person is um purposefully trying to make you jealous, then they're not a good friend in the first place. You shouldn't even be friends with them. Like just get rid of them.
They they are fake.
They are fake, they're just keeping you around to feel better about themselves. So, yeah, don't even entertain them anymore. Just let go.
Mm-hmm.
Let it go.
That's our theme. Next question. How do you handle being jealous of your friends joining other groups and leaving you out? That is a very good question. That's something that happened to me quite early on in my childhood. Like I remember in first or second grade, I had a friend who I went to pre-K, kindergarten, yeah, pre-K and kindergarten with, and we were very close. Um, and as soon as we hit elementary school, she started making other friends, which I didn't have a problem with. But what ended up happening is that because she was making other friends, she excluded me from a lot of things. And I wanted to be included in the conversations in it's first grade, so I'm making it sound like it's adulthood, but I wanted to be included in the playground, um, whenever, we were playing games or whatever activity we were doing. I wanted to be included with, the new friends that she made. Mind you, I'm very introverted, or I was very introverted at that time. So making friends was like really hard. It's not something that came easily and naturally to me. So, and she was very extroverted, very out there, could talk to anyone, which was pretty cool. And I admired her for that. So it ended up being a very sad story. And I don't think I properly dealt with those emotions because of that situation, I'm very picky about who I choose to be around and who I choose to be my friends. I don't just become close friends with any and everyone. Although I am friendly to everyone, I am kind because that's just how I was raised. But who I call friend, like you have to pass a certain test. uh and it's kind of made me very guarded. I could say that very when I was younger, like a child. I mean, I'm still young, but when I was a child, I was very guarded about um who I chose to be around, who I chose to call my friends, and who I chose to show my emotions to. What ended up happening, our friendship ended up breaking up, and we never really spoke um past that. I don't want to get into too many details, but we never really spoke past that. So that's how I handled that situation of, being left out. And even to this day, when I was in college, there were many, many times where I was left out of a group conversation, physically left out or just not being able to say what I wanted to say. And so I quickly just realized, that's not my issue. Whatever that group is doing, they're doing that on purpose, maybe to keep me out. Don't understand why, but I just accept it as it is and keep it moving. I know who my real friends are. I know who I am. I understand my value, my worth. I'm not going to entertain their insecurities. That's how over time I've come to handle, being left out.
I feel like this can kind of go along with the other question. Like, it also depends, like, how is that friend group like treating you? Like, are they like one of those fake group of friends that you didn't know you joined into, and then like they're like leaving you out?
Mm.
Because I definitely been in those situations or just like been in those friend groups. Because for like most of my life, I was the super shy, quiet kid that did everything I had to do, like a good listener, I guess you could say, um, up till middle school. Some- but yeah, I just, if I noticed they did, I didn't think I honestly did anything. I did feel left out and I did feel a little bit alone. I have to be honest. Definitely felt a little bit alone, but I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I don't know. For some reason, I think I just remember just like, okay, I'll find someone else that really will just be my
Mhm.
friend, not leave me out and make me feel excluded. I'm like, what did I do kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did definitely end up being friends with people who are a lot like kind of the opposite of me, more social and extroverted
Mhm.
compared to myself. But I kind of just also learned that like if I felt like they were excluding me out of a conversation as well, I'm like, I left. I left the conversation or I
Mhm.
physically moved away. I was just like, okay, I'll find someone else actually who will talk to me or not make me like purposely or I don't know, accidentally if they left me out of the conversation. I'll
Mhm.
talk to someone or I'll do my own thing. I'll be in my own space, whether it is going on my phone or just finding something else to do. Like yeah, the same. I'm not
Mhm.
going to entertain that. I'm not trying to keep fitting into this group that's not wanting me. So
Mhm.
I'll find my place elsewhere.
Oh, and also I think in some cases there is one friend in that friend group that introduced you to that friend group, if you will. So maybe talking to them, asking them why, uh, asking them if they see what's happening to you and why that's happening. Have a conversation with that person. I'll give another example actually. In college, there was a friend that I had, and one year I really just wanted to focus on my studies. And so, in order for me to do that, I had to skip lunch because I had a class right afterwards. So, I would do my homework before my class because procrastination. But also, it was the best time for me personally to do my homework right before class. I tried doing it the night before, and my brain just would not work. So, I decided, okay, I'm going to skip lunch, but I know I meet with my friends during that time. So, I'm just going to tell them in advance, hey, I'm gonna be, missing out eating lunch with you guys because I'm doing my homework. So, please, don't get alarmed or feel like I'm distancing myself. I'm just focusing on my studies. And that happened for like maybe a month. And then afterwards, there was an event at my school, and we all decided to go together. And when I got there, one of my friends in that friend group, she was very distant from me and was physically trying to exclude me from the group and physically making it known that she was ignoring me. For the life of me, I couldn't understand why. Um, and I asked my closer friend, someone I went to middle school and high school with, and now college. I asked her if she was seeing what was happening and why is that person acting like that towards me. And it took a while, but eventually, we figured she was seeing what I was seeing and understanding my situation and like I did, I just walked away. I have no like malice in my heart towards that person. I don't feel bad, but it was just unfortunate that our friendship had ended the way it ended. And then a couple months later, actually during this pandemic, she texted me and she apologized for her behavior. I wasn't expecting that from her, but I guess she had time to reflect and she went into details of why she was behaving, why she behaved. She went into details about why she did what she did, and it really had nothing to do with me. It was mostly her. That was her way of dealing with someone that she knew being distant.
Oh.
So, I think she had like abandonment issues. She probably thought that I was doing that, but I didn't mean to, right? But that's just how it happened. Yeah, most of I just want to say sometimes it's not even you. It's that person and whatever insecurities or issues they have. Don't worry about it and just walk away. All right, so moving on to the next question and our last question. Have you experienced feeling jealous of your siblings and or of others that have siblings? Oh, so this is like two questions put in one. What do you think, Kane?
I'm gonna be honest. All the time. All the goddamn time. And here's the reason why though. Because they get more time with my parents. I may be in my room, but I may be not doing anything. So, but when I see my siblings spending time with my parents, mostly my mom, I get so jealous because they seem so close. Like they have that connection more than I do. So that's where my jealousy comes for like siblings. And how I think Hanfil mentioned how her brothers don't have to ask for permission
Mm-hmm.
or
To go
such.
out, yeah.
Yeah. That also of like I can relate to as well.
Same.
Yeah. We are firstborn. We always look
Yeah.
after our siblings.
We always have to be the example. And then they can just go doing whatever they want. That doesn't make sense, but anyways.
Yeah. And then technically we get the blame.
Yeah, why are we getting blamed for what they done? We didn't do nothing.
We're just technically looking after them. We're not like teachers here. I didn't tell them to do
We're
the
not our
that
siblings' keepers.
exactly. My decision does not impact their decision.
Yeah, apparently because they can go do whatever they want. So shoot.
Yeah. So that's
No, I
like
was
my
joking.
second jealousy towards my siblings. What about you?
Hmm. Yeah, actually, what like similar to what Hanfil said, I too was jealous of my brother. He, although it was still a struggle, he didn't easily get the yes answer. But even if he didn't get a yes answer, the actions were different from what was told or what was said. And I noticed that particularly with him, he always got to do what he want and there would be consequences, but it's like those consequences that don't stop him from continuing to get what he wants out of my parents or from my parents. Like when we were younger in middle school, high school, he was always over at someone's house, at his friend's house. I couldn't do that. I was not allowed. I didn't and it wasn't until I'm like now much older and I guess more responsible and whatever now I can go out, and hang out with you guys, or with my other friends. And I just have to tell them that I'm going out. I don't have to ask for their permission. But like, he would he would tell my mom, and then my mom would be like, go ask your dad. And because my dad didn't respond quick enough, he would still go. And then it'd be a whole argument. And I'm just like, but we all just let him do what he wanted to do. So yeah, there was that feeling of jealousy from my sibling, from my brother. Um and even till this day it's still there, and it's like at this point it's not jealousy because from what I've observed, every time he does what he wants, there's consequences. So I don't find any reason to be jealous. Now in my older age, I am not jealous because he always gets into some trouble.
So it's like karma-ish, but it's not at the same time.
Right, right. Like he gets karma for his decisions, and I'm just like, yeah, why was I jealous? But I guess it's just the feeling of not being as encouraged or supported, like he was in that regard.
Sibling jealousy stories are a book,
Oh
a
my
big
gosh.
stack of Harry Potter books.
Yes, a whole Harry Potter series, not
Yes.
even. Please feel free to submit any more questions or any more suggestions of topics you want to hear from us. We are always responding to the comments. We're always listening. We're always watching. Don't be afraid to say something or suggest something. And if you don't want to have your information publicly displayed, I guess, on our website, on our Facebook page or the YouTube, you can always Instagram, you can DM us, There's many ways to contact us. You can even send us emails. We have an email.
Yes, we do have emails.
Yes. So don't be afraid to communicate with us and share your thoughts and your opinions. We listen to everything.
Yes, and we want to answer it the best we can.
Yeah, we want to hear from you more.